This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Good evening, this is Gamachisa Mandida, your host for tonight's News Hour. We're bringing you the latest stories from across Africa. The President of the Republic of Congo, Denis Sassou Nguesso, welcomed his counterpart from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, to Brazzaville on Tuesday, October 14, for a working and friendship visit. The leaders discussed key issues of mutual interest, including cross-border security, economic cooperation, and environmental challenges. They also addressed regional integration and development prospects in the Congo Basin, a strategic hub in the fight against climate change. The visit underscored the commitment of both countries to consolidate political dialogue, reinforce historical ties, and promote regional stability and prosperity. The Trade and Development Bank TDB Group has reaffirmed its commitment to accelerating Africa's economic growth through increased financing and stronger engagement across key sectors. President and Managing Director Masud Adessa said the bank aims to continue funding industrial projects and regional trade.
As a regional bank that's very specialized in this region, we have been very actively financing a lot of this infrastructure. We financed for instance, Safaricom's investment across the region. We have been part of that financing. We've been financing Ethiopian Airlines on the aviation side. We've been financing Kenya Airways. We've been financing Rwanda Air. We put over $100 million in the railway project of Tanzania, the one that I referred to. We've also invested in fiber optic cables that cut across different countries. So the hard infrastructure, we've been very involved. We put hundreds of millions of dollars into those projects. So as a COMESA-based financial institution, we have a lot to show for, and we're very proud we've done it.
Admasu emphasized that TDB's goal is to help African countries strengthen infrastructure, agriculture, and small and medium enterprises to drive inclusive growth. The institution, which currently manages a $10 billion balance sheet, plans to expand it 2 to 3 times in the coming years. He also highlighted Kenya's recent $100 million capital injection into Trade and Development Bank as part of efforts by member countries to support the bank's growth. With an evolving capital structure and flexible financing instruments, TDB is positioning itself as a leading force for sustainable development and financial resilience across Africa. Libya and Tunisia held high-level talks on Monday to boost cooperation in the aviation sector. Libya's Transport Minister Mohamed Al-Shahoubi met on Monday with the Director General of Tunisian Civil Aviation, along with the Chargé d'Affaires at the Tunisian Embassy in Libya and representatives of several Tunisian airlines. The meeting focused on enhancing technical and operational cooperation between the two countries' aviation authorities. Discussions addressed challenges in flight organization and operations, aiming to ensure smooth air traffic and improve passenger services. The talks reflect Libya's and Tunisia's shared commitment to strengthening regional integration and connectivity through closer aviation collaboration. The Ghana Tourism Authority (GDA) has officially launched the 2025 edition of December in GH, a flagship campaign aimed at positioning Ghana as Africa's premier holiday and cultural destination. The launch took place on Monday, October 13, at the banquet hall of the Jubilee House in Accra, bringing together stakeholders from tourism, creative arts, and hospitality sectors. The initiative marks the start of Ghana's vibrant end-of-year festivities celebrating music, culture, and heritage. The 2025 edition will build on previous successes by enhancing collaboration across creative, hospitality, and event sectors to provide world-class visitor experiences. The Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Madam Difa Gomashi, highlighted the campaign's role in projecting Ghana's unique identity internationally and reinforcing the country's vision for a modern, creative-led tourism economy. The campaign also aims to support tourism-driven growth, create jobs and benefit small and medium enterprises within the tourism value chain. The Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Madam Difa Gomashi, highlighted the campaign's role in projecting Ghana's unique identity internationally and reinforcing the country's vision for a modern, creative-led tourism economy. The campaign also aims to support tourism-driven growth, create jobs and benefit small and medium enterprises within the tourism value chain. The 2025 calendar will include concerts, cultural festivals, culinary showcases and diaspora reunions nationwide. Since its inception in December 2019, GH has become central to Ghana's tourism strategy, attracting thousands of visitors annually and strengthening the country's reputation as a destination of warmth, creativity and unity. African leaders have expressed deep sorrow following the passing of Kenya's former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed expressed his government's solidarity with Kenya during what he described as a moment of profound loss. Djibouti's President Ismail Omar Guelleh also extended his condolences, describing Odinga's death as a loss not just for Kenya but for Africa as a whole. Raila Odinga is gone. Kenya has lost a visionary leader. Our condolences to his family and all the Kenyan people, President Guelleh said. Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema expressed deep sorrow, extending condolences to the people of Kenya and Odinga family, President William Ruto, and all those touched by Odinga's legacy. He described Odinga as a towering advocate for democracy whose influence and leadership will continue to inspire generations. The African Union Commission Chairperson Mohamed Ali Yusuf has also expressed profound sadness over the passing of Raila Amolo Odinga, former Prime Minister of Kenya and a distinguished African statesman. Chairperson Yusuf expressed heartfelt condolences to the Odinga family, the government and people of Kenya, and the wider African community. Other African leaders and representatives of regional organizations are expressing deep sadness following the passing of Raila Odinga. Odinga, 80, passed away on Tuesday night while undergoing treatment in India. Now to business news. South Africa has signed a historic trade protocol with China, opening the Chinese market to 5 types of stone fruit: apricots, peaches, nectarines, plums, and prunes for the first time. The agreement was signed in Shanghai by South Africa's Minister of Agriculture, John Steenhuisen, and China's Customs Minister, Sun Mujun. The deal is expected to generate around 400 million rand in exports over the next 5 years and could double within a decade. It will also create roughly 350 direct jobs on farms and pack houses and nearly 600 more in related industries. Minister Steenhuisen said the protocol diversifies South Africa's agricultural markets, offsets the impact of U.S. tariffs, and taps into China's growing middle-class demand for high-quality produce. A technical inspection of cherry and blueberry orchards by Chinese officials could secure market access for additional fruit types in the next harvest cycle, further boosting exports and trade ties. The agreement also highlights China's investment in South Africa's infrastructure, improving logistics and supporting faster delivery of agricultural exports. DHL Group has announced a £300 million+ multi-year investment in sub-Saharan Africa to expand infrastructure, improve services, and support business growth across sectors such as e-commerce, perishables, energy, and healthcare. The investment will be implemented across DHL Express, DHL Global Forwarding, and DHL Supply Chain, enhancing cross-border shipping, cold chain logistics, and industry-specific solutions. The move comes as Sub-Saharan Africa led global trade growth in the first half of 2025 with a 10% increase, and forecasts show annual trade growth of 4.3% through 2029. DHL Express will upgrade gateways, expand aviation capacity, and connect emerging cities to major trade lanes, while Global Forwarding strengthens solutions for energy, agriculture, and healthcare exports. John Pearson, CEO of DHL Express, said the investment reflects confidence in Africa's trade potential and the opportunities created by the African Continental Free Trade Area. DHL's efforts aim to help African businesses from small and medium enterprises to large corporates trade more efficiently and compete globally. That's all for today's Pulse of Africa News. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.